Apple TV Plus adaptation of Bad Monkey pairs Hyacinth's storytelling with a recognizable star in the form of Vince Vaughn, in his first leading role on television since True Detective Season 2, and Bill Lawrence, whose career has flourished in the wake of creating series like Ted Lasso and Shrinking. With this kind of pedigree, Bad Monkey has everything it needs to be a hit for Apple TV Plus. There's just one thing. It's been in development for over 2 years and has seemingly been dumped onto the streamer with minimal fanfare. Given the level of talent attached, it's hard not to at least have some interest in the series. But does Bad Monkey actually deliver in terms of expectations? Though we are meant to view the two parallel narratives in the first episode as two distinct stories, it is immediately clear that they are both building towards the same goal. Andrew Yancey is a man who enjoys the solitude of his Keys beachfront house and feeding the occasional small deer that comes to nibble on his shrubs. It's also very lovely because he's the only resident who knows that all the lights are supposed to be red for the newborn turtle. Yancey's tranquility is currently disturbed by the extensive work taking place at the home next door. To add a little spice to the situation, Yancey's ex-partner Rogelio has chosen to appear up without permission because Sonny, their boss, needs Yancey to conduct an errand for him. Unsurprisingly, during a fishing excursion, an arm was taken out of the water, and Sonny wants Yancey to dispose of it in Miami. Yancey pretends to be reluctant before accepting the arm. Furthermore, the wealthy man who discovered the arm has already blogged about it on social media, making it a viral hit. After making the decision to drive to Miami, Andrew decides to give Rosa the arm at the morgue, so she may investigate whether foul play may have been involved. Despite the fact that the arm is unstable, Rosa and Yancey start discussing how the man's watch is missing, and that this might be a homicide. Rogelio instructs Yancey to discard the arm into a canal teeming with crocodiles and call it quits on the situation, since Sonny is not pleased that the arm is returning. However, Yancey is terrified of a raccoon when he's there, and after the raccoon gets hit by a car, Yancey takes the arm and the dead raccoon back. Then, because it seems like a good idea, the raccoon is placed inside the enormous house with the building and the arm in Yancey's freezer. Then his girlfriend Bonnie pays him a visit. Because he sent the man flying into the ocean, Yancey is suspended from police work due to the actions of Bonnie's husband. Now hold on, this man is good. After Bonnie's husband attacked her for having an affair with Yancey, he hit his golf cart so hard that it ended up in the ocean rather than trying to work things out. Even so, Bonnie and Yancey share a night's sleep once more. However, when she awakens the following day, she spots the arm in his refrigerator and leaves before he can utter 2 words. Here's the second story, which is taking place in the Bahamas. Neville, a young man who shares Yancey's characteristics, loves the outdoors and is excited to learn that his beach home will soon be destroyed to make way for a hotel built by a white American. Neville also has a companion, a monkey by the name of Dregs. It seems that during a game of chance, he was given one of the final trained monkeys used in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies because the old man he defeated didn't have the money. When Neville finds out that his stepsister Samara, who is in Florida, has sold his father's house, the one he is currently staying in, his entire day is wrecked. He had to leave now. But Rog informs Yancey that a woman has reported her husband missing, and that she would like the arm to attend the funeral. Thus, Yancey makes the decision to pack up and travel to an unspecified grocery shop to meet Eve Stripling, Nick Stripling's wife. Eve immediately makes Yancey suspicious, so he decides to pose some normal inquiries to her. When Yancey eventually makes the decision to attend the funeral, he finds that Nick has a daughter named Caitlin, and that Caitlin despises Eve. The feelings are reciprocated. Caitlin informs Yancey Eve already has a boyfriend named Christopher. Although Caitlin hasn't spoken to Eve in a year, she is certain that Eve killed her father, so that doesn't help. However, Neville gets the notion from his pals to use Obeah, or dark magic, to get rid of the man who is in charge of building the hotel by going to the Dragon Queen. Naturally, Neville is skeptical. Meanwhile, after botching the small assignment, Andrew is dismissed rather than hired back, and he encounters the narrator, that is, the captain of the boat that discovered the arm at sea. This guy pulls out the arm and introduces Yancey to a little kid named Finney who used to work for him. But soon after, Finney abruptly left because he suddenly became wealthy. The child flees when Yancey tries to speak with Finney. After following him out of the restaurant, Yancey witnesses him being shot by a man with a mustache from the 1970s and an orange raincoat. You must be asking now, who is this man? Neville meets the Dragon Queen at the conclusion of Bad Monkey episode One requests that she curse Christopher, the man who wants to build the hotel. Yes, Eve's boyfriend and the guy in the orange raincoat is Christopher. While all accusations against Yancey are dropped by Bonnie's husband, he is still forced to ride his bike around town because there is nothing he can do about the footage that has surfaced online. Hey, at least he's making a valiant effort to get his neighbor to set fire to the enormous showpiece of a house he's constructed in Yancey's happy place. Sonny informs Yancey that he would be allowed to return to his position as restaurant inspector, provided he stays out of trouble for a short while. However, despite the curse, Christopher survives and Neville's house is destroyed. He makes the decision to speak with the Dragon Queen about the situation, and she informs him that although he did not pay enough to move things forward more quickly, he may give her something more, meaning he could sleep with her if he so chooses and has the funds. Rosa turns up at a party to meet her sister while sporting one of the morgue's corpse tops. She's been working so much that she's lost awareness of everything and the lines are blurring. Rosa, on the other hand, becomes ecstatic when she discovers that the man making advances on her is sporting a watch that would give you a similar tan line to Nick's hand. She then finds out that the watch is likely a homicide because it retails for $200,000. She tells Yancey over the phone. After that, Caitlin tells Yancey about an insurance policy. Yancey gets upset and texts Eve to let her know what she knew about Eve's actions, telling her that he can't really help because of his circumstances. Then Eve suggests that they get together. Eve is shopping and having fun in the Bahamas at the moment with Christopher. Eve then travels alone to Miami to visit Caitlin, informing her that her father had the insurance policy put up to look after them and designate her as the beneficiary. Oh, and Caitlin had stopped talking to her father after he cut her off financially because of a drug issue. However, after hearing everything Caitlin had to say, Yancey makes the decision to go look at Eve's house. While he's there, Rosa simply knocks on the door. Now the two of them are breaking and entering, but the cleaners arrive before they can discover anything. They find fragments of bone in the drain when they hide in the shower. We can now be positive that Eve did it. Neville has nowhere to stay, so he turns up at Samora's Florida home. After the conclusion of Bad Monkey Episode 2, the plot takes a new turn. Jonna Russell, an FBI agent, is standing outside his home. She queries him about his acquaintance with Plover Chase. When she gives him a picture of the woman, he claims he doesn't, but it's Bonnie. She asks why she's searching for her when he informs her that she is his girlfriend, even though they are no longer together. Bonnie is wanted for sexual assault, as it turns out. Her true name is Plover. When they discover the juvenile deer from the first episode entangled in one of Yancey's neighbor's construction-related items, Jonna drives Yancey to the veterinarian as the show comes to a finish. I wonder what Yancey will do to the man's house next, given how furious he is right now. However, early in the morning, the Dragon Queen and her mother converse on the seashore. They do a small ceremony on the beach to get rid of Christopher, because it affects not just Neville but also everyone who lives nearby and depends on it for their livelihood, among other things. Now, everyone associated with the narrative might also be associated with the curse.